Welcome to US Tzu Chi 360 Snapshots. I'm Ginger Chang. Today, I bring you updates on Tzu Chi's Sandy relief efforts. Nearly 2 months later, storm survivors are still putting back the pieces of their lives together. Of the 10 distribution locations Tzu Chi's held so far, one of them was at Belle Harbor, which suffered not only wind and water damages, but a fire outbreak as well. I recently met up with 2 of the community leaders there. One of them was Noreen Ellis, the president of the Rockaway Civic Association. So come along with me to Belle Harbor first. So now we're here. Oh, it's funny, it says unsafe area.
Exactly. Okay. Many of the homes are like this still.
Oh, God.
The fire originally started at this location, and because the winds were blowing at about 80 miles an hour north, it took the embers and continued on to the next house, and very arbitrarily missed there, but went diagonally and hit the corner house. In this site alone, about 12 homes succumbed to fire.
Then, do you know how the fire started on the night of Sandy?
Nobody knows at this point, and you could see it's just taken out everything. And I guess to the homeowners who lost their houses, no matter how it started, you know, there's nothing left. This was their life, and it no longer exists. But a better one hopefully will come from it.
So let's head over to the other site that you're talking about with the 8 homes then.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
This house right here was a 3-family home. So you're looking at minimally 10 houses displaced. Here, in all this devastation, we have been lucky enough not to lose a life.
A life, yes.
And that is, you know, to me, that's what I hold steadfast, that this can all be replaced. Lives cannot be replaced. We were tight looking out for each other, but now it's like everybody feels each other's pain and looks out like a family member. How can I help? What can I do?
Well, Noreen, I'm also aware that the VP of the Rockaway Civic Association, he himself suffered with Sandy.
He did. Oddly enough, a year ago, his house burnt down. Sandy now has taken another toll on his house.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Noreen.
Hi.
Introduce Ginger.
Hi, Ginger. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Wow, this is like
Watch
a little
your step.
nice. Okay. What happened here?
Well, we're still in the process of dismantling the house following Sandy. Unfortunately, the water came up about 8 inches above the first floor. So in addition to gutting the basement, we had to gut the first floor as well.
Well, Rick, you had mentioned rebuilding. So is that where the kitchen begins, like the signs of rebuilding?
And unfortunately, the kitchen cabinets that we had just installed about a year ago. So that was very painful, seeing that being taken apart.
So can we go take a look at the kitchen then?
Sure.
Okay. Well, you guys have a nice kitchen.
Oh, thank you.
It actually looks brand new.
It's a year old, a year and a half old. So we were very fortunate that the workmen that we have came in and took my kitchen out very carefully, and the countertop is on stilts so that we can save it.
In terms of how your family is recovering and rebuilding, how is that coming along for you guys?
It's very slow, but it's one day at a time. And there's not a whole lot you can do. But every day, you hope you get something done, one thing done.
And what about for you, Rick, as the man of the household?
No, just trying to keep everyone thinking positively and checking in with them, making sure that they're not hurting individually. So everyone's continued to work at their jobs, so that part of our lives are somewhat normal.
And we got a Christmas tree today.
Christmas tree was actually picked up. Was something we should mention, that so many people from outside of our community have stepped up to help us. Not only our family, but all of Rockaway, and we'd like to thank them, and Tzu Chi has given us financial help as well, and all of that has really made us feel like we're not in this alone.
Right.
So we know that things are going to be coming together, and that at the end we'll be stronger for it.
On behalf of Tzu Chi, we thank each and one of you, especially for letting us into your lives today. I can't imagine what you guys have been through. So once again, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
And now we're going to turn to see how our volunteers brought the spirit of love and compassion to the Muslim community in Brooklyn. Tzu Chi volunteers are at the Royal Community Care Center to provide emergency cash cards for the Muslim community in Brooklyn. The volunteers spent 3 weeks to generate the list of recipients. Regardless of their faith, Sandy's destruction was felt by people from all walks of life.
I really want to thank the Tzu Chi Foundation. They really have gone above and beyond. I also want to thank a brother here on the ground who has been working day and night trying to make sure that this thing goes smoothly. Thanks to Asan Chutai.
We went, gave flyer one by one. We went to house by house. We went each house and say, if you need help, let me know. We took their names, get email addresses. That the responses that I got were over 10,000. But after going through the criteria and what we needed, we were able to compact a list. This is my newspaper. Because we have a large distribution, so we were able to get people to take my newspaper and just put up the poster in front of the mosque, in front of the grocery stores, in front of, in that area. I want them to read it, but I also wanted them to post it too, so other people can get it.
Disaster is very painful in any community, in any country, in any area, but the positive side of the disaster is that so many good people, they come up, stand up, and they start working for rehabilitation of people.
To put my family some safe place, to get a new apartment, I can buy a lot of new stuff for my kids. A lot of new stuff, like bed, furniture, or their computer. Thank you, thank you.
I have my store for 17 years. Next to my home is gone. Basement is gone, my store is gone. All water is coming up to here. God help, nobody helps. God help everybody,
the water was up to here, so you could think about it. It was, evacuate from there, but when we came back, so it was a different picture. It's getting better day by day, but we're happy.
Well, my mom's getting some money because of Hurricane Sandy ruined our house. We don't have heat and gas.
We live in Breezy Point, and we got flooded, so we lost our basement and our first floor. So they said it'll take about 6 months to a year before we get back into the house.
I got it yesterday at the tree lighting. They were giving out free toys for the children for Hurricane Sandy.
I'm going to help buy some presents for the kids and some boots. They need snow boots. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Since morning, I have not seen one single person who appears to be in a bad mood, who's stressed out. Everybody is smiling and enjoying their work. This shows the deep commitment, and this also shows the core values and mission of the organizations are very strong.
So much for volunteering. I know there's people here. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so impressed. I wish that my community and my people could be just one-tenth of the dedication that Tzu Chi Foundation has. Take somebody as an example, and my goal always has been pay it forward. So if somebody helps you in your bad time of need, help somebody in their bad time of need. That's what I believe.
According to Mayor Michael Bloomberg, Sandy left up to 40,000 people homeless and destroyed 200 homes that are irreparable. To date, Tzu Chi has provided financial aid to over 14,980 families in New York and New Jersey. But to make sure a majority of people suffering from Sandy are covered, Tzu Chi also set up a service center in Tzu Chi's Chinatown office in Lower Manhattan from December 4th to December 21st.
Since some people couldn't make it to the last few distributions to receive the cash cards, we set up a service center here. We open every Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
I am here today working as the pre-screening part of the application process, and so that's the part where you find out if they qualify with a certain criteria.
If their information are correct, we next ask them if they have received any monetary assistance from FEMA or the insurance company.
We double-check to confirm that they haven't received the cash card before. If they didn't, then they are qualified, and I key in their data to the computer. These victims have suffered a lot. They told me their houses are unlivable.
Unfortunately, I was very close to the water, so we lost our cars, we lost the garage, which in comparison to other people is nothing. But we're getting there. This is one of my goals. We're going to fill it up and return it for all the love and the goodness that you have shared with all the communities that have been suffering so terribly. So yes, I am going to return this full.
I think that's a beautiful idea. I'm amazed that it started off with so small and became so big. I'm amazed.
I live in the basement, and when we was leaving, the water didn't get there yet. We tried to leave, but the water started coming, so there was no way we could leave. We had to go back inside the house. We still without no power for 2 weeks and stuff, but everything is going little by little back to normal. I think this is a very thoughtful thing to do. Just like somebody else helped me, now I can help somebody else.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is something new. I'm gonna make sure I spread the word about this.
I've seen a lot of people be very emotional because in a lot of ways they've lost their whole life and like what they've worked for. These people, there's nothing.
屋企浸好好細年我哋嚟呢日你都冇款告好驚真係好慘
Even though the money we provide is a little, but we contribute our love. So it doesn't matter how much money we give away. It's during their most difficult time that they feel there are some people who love, care, and take care of them. These are the moments that touch their hearts the most.
They find that there is hope and that there are people who are going to try to reach out, even in a small way.
多謝呢個事情幾好啦，真係多謝晒老家真，幫到我哋咁多忙，我哋真係大都第時我有錢我哋管翻先。好嘅，希望平安平安嚇。
Sandy relief efforts carried on in New York and New Jersey, Tzu Chi volunteers around the U.S. and from 30 countries around the world continue to pour in their support by fundraising. One success was in Los Angeles, California, when volunteers were able to garner support from a local restaurant.
Honestly, we really didn't expect something so serious as Hurricane Sandy in the U.S. And starting a fundraiser was difficult, especially finding a suitable location. Then I thought about Restaurant 101 Cafe.
Actually, in the beginning, we were not familiar with the situation in the Northeast because we were really busy. But because the Tzu Chi came and explained their predicament to us, so we were more willing to participate in these fundraisers.
The lack of coverage by the mainstream media left a lot of residents in the West Coast clueless about the devastation suffered in the Northeast. However, Tzu Chi volunteers not only went to help at the disaster sites, but many street fundraisers were held around the world too. The first challenge was finding merchants who would allow volunteers to collect donations at their location.
101 Cafe is a very well-known Chinese restaurant in this area of Southern California. We noticed a bamboo bank on their cashier a long time ago, so I thought that they must have a special affinity with Tzu Chi. Their entire family of 4 are monthly donors.
一家4口都是我们慈济的会员。4个肉圆，4个爸爸不要热，1个花枝梨的。因为
This was a great thing to do. Basically, we are from Taiwan, and over 95% of our customers are also Taiwanese. And Tzu Chi has a great reputation. So when my clients are volunteering to fundraise, the other customers responded warmly to support them.
他们来的时候，他们也很愿意去响应这个活动。
Please help the hurricane victims.
At the time, I took a leap and approached them to see if they will allow us to fundraise outside their store. They were so generous that they agreed immediately.
I
like it that way. It helps bring more business. Tzu Chi volunteers had built good relations with the local merchants, so they were able to gather the support for Sandy fundraising efforts.
It's really nice that everyone shows their love. Everyone contributes their love, no matter how old they are. They all give out donations. We feel very grateful that there are a lot of people with kind hearts.
They came in and said thank you to us. They have good interactions with our customers too. Some people have great impressions of them because the Tzu Chi volunteers came to our stores. And our customers went out to give donations. I saw everything, even though I'm pretty busy, especially during the weekend. But I watched their interactions. From the merchants to the volunteers, then from the volunteers to the residents, like a cycle of kindness, Tzu Chi hopes that the love spread from the West Coast to the Northeast will bring warmth to the storm survivors.
Thank you. God bless you. Superstorm Sandy has been referred to as New York's Katrina, but ever since the news media reduced its coverage on Sandy, much of the nation, the world, subsequently has lost touch to the painful realities storm survivors are still recovering from. Thus, our volunteers in Los Angeles decided to raise more awareness by educating students at Little Creek Elementary School.
So imagine if this was your car. Would you like it? Imagine if this was your favorite park. How would you feel? Sad. What would you wish for if you actually lived there and all those things happened to you?
Everything the way it was.
Oh, you would wish everything the way it was.
This is the very first time for students at Little Creek Elementary School to see the photos of devastation from Superstorm Sandy. Tzu Chi volunteers believe by providing this class, it will teach the children the importance to sow the seeds of love in their little hearts to help others in need. The character education teacher also introduces Tzu Chi's unique approach of conveying compassion.
My teacher, Master Chen Yan, once told me that compassion isn't just something that we talk about, okay? We don't just use our words, but we actually put it into action.
We can actually help. So they all decided to cook in the darkness. And some people were holding flashlights, some people had headlamps, and they cooked in very, very dark conditions. But they ended up delivering 500 meals to the shelter to feed people. Each classroom will get a poster board in black, and that's our night sky. And then you're gonna get some yellow stars to go on top of that. But the yellow stars can only go on top if you write down something that is an act of compassion that you have done. You see the true effect of education when a student can actually take that lesson home and continue to, to give even when the teacher doesn't know about it. The student is still continuing to put money into his bamboo bank. And so this is the best kind of results we would like to see for a character education teacher.
I want to thank you for everything. I saved this for the contribution. It is an honor to work with all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hurricane Sandy hit like New Jersey and all of that, and then lots of people lost their homes, donating money or food or supplies to help them.
Right now I'm at the New York chapter office, and as you can see, I have a small pile of appreciation letters in front of me. This is because we've been receiving a lot of mail recently from the people we had assisted who just wanted to express their gratitude. I'd like to share a few with you. Dear sir or madam, thank you.
I was a stranger. You reached out and touched me. Thank you.
A young woman gave me 3 credit cards of $200 each. She asked nothing of me. She was beautiful. Each December, for perhaps the last 20 years or so, I have made a contribution to support a child in India. This year, I began to question if I could afford the $400. Because of your gift, I have pledged to myself that I will make that gift. So, you helped me and you helped a young child in India. I have also pledged to myself that over time, I will return your gift in full because I know you will take that money and give it to another human being who is suffering. Thank you, William and Jean Femer, Breezy Point, New York.
To Taiwan Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation and Shi Zhengyan, we were at St. Charles Church and received 2 gift cards from your wonderful organization. The kindness of people, even strangers, give you the strength to go on. With our love and gratitude, Elena La Soraya and Rick Kostya from Staten Island, New York.
You gave unselfishly to assist my wife and I, both of us in our 80s, in our time of need. I am humbled at having complete strangers come forward and provide the concern and comfort that you have bestowed on us. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. Sincerely, Paul and Ann Mott, Broad Channel, New York, November 25th, 2012.
I just returned home from Oakwood Heights Community Church, Staten Island, New York. I can't thank you enough for your gracious and much-needed gift support and will never take it for granted. I pray with you. More joy, more freedom, more peace, and no more disasters. Love and appreciation, Hilda Soletto, Oakwood Heights, November 16, 2012.
Thanks to your contribution, we were able to stock our fridge again and purchase other necessary items. Your kindness is greatly appreciated and will never be forgotten. May God continue to bless you and your work. With love and gratitude, the Figueredo family of Lindenhurst, New York.
Dear members of Tzu Chi, how can we express our appreciation for your generosity during this most difficult time? After the damage we suffered during Hurricane Sandy, no one else has stepped forward in an organized and committed way. Giving and sharing has always been important to us, and all your efforts are an example for the rest of us. We pray that equal kindness and blessings are returned to you. Most sincerely, the Rabitos. Words like this from the Rabitos really strike a chord with us, especially for me and my team. Because honestly, we didn't expect to receive any of these letters at all. Since when we're out in the front, we're just doing what we're supposed to do. Little do we know, we've touched other people's lives. So thank you, all of you, really, thank you. And it gives us courage and faith to continue with what we are doing. We will continue to bring you more updates in the future, so stay with us. And happy holidays to all of you.